I think if that was a mull to 6 instead of a mull to 5, we probably win. We just get to push the Guide of Souls. Last Hope seems okay versus Boros. Sure, I'm not that into playing Last Hope in Modern still. Okay, Saga Shadowspear, so thankfully not Amulet Titan. I don't know. I guess they're affinity of some kind, probably. Let's do this. I have a push for the frog. Their hand does kind of crumble here a little bit. I think I'm gonna take. Let's take the Opal. If they like draw a discard effect and they get to go Asmo, they get to go Asmo. Asmo, Cookbook, Opal, Thoughtcast. That's pretty bad. And then we should be able to Fatal Push this frog before they can use it to enable the Asmo. So it is Asmo, Thoughtcast, Mystery card. So we go Fatal Push. I think Seer could be nice this listen to the Trespasser. I considered it. I think that Thought on Seer isn't very good overall. I think Trespasser, you know, kind of simply put, like when you have 3 mana, you can always cast this card. You can only cast Thought on Seer if you have Temple for 3 mana. Which I don't know. It's not a complete deal breaker, I suppose, but for me, I'm really I'm not like Thought on Seer like barely makes the cut in Eldrazi decks that have Eye of Ugin, you know. Eldrazi Ugin's Labyrinth and Talismans, which make that card much better. And I agree that the card is good if you have Eldrazi Temple, but it's like I just don't like that it's pretty bad to draw in general if you don't have exactly Eldrazi Temple. Okay, take Imri here. And then I think I'm going to play Hex Parasite and make a Construct. Frozen 5 to 16 months? Yeah, I think you could see a world where Liliana is an okay sideboard card. I agree. No respect for the Martyr tag. I understand your thinking. I think that card. I think you may be blinded because that card. I think it is basically only ever going to be good for you when you Okay, they're going to cast an Asmo here. I think the Marauder is only going to be good for you when you're attacking with Overlord. Is kind of my impression. And I don't think that that's a situation that needs to be better. It's like okay with Emperor, I get it, but I'm not a believer. I think the card is basically like I remember like playing the card with Chthonian Nightmare and thinking it was like okay. But I could be wrong. Could be just super hot. It's legit good with Emperor. Yeah, I think it's okay with Emperor at the very least. Nightmare Brews on the radar. I have messed with it recently, just trying to like fulminate Eldrazi. I think we get the Shadowspear next turn since we're not equipping this turn anyways. And then I'm probably going to scam this Saga, by the way. So if I attack with my Construct and they block here and they discard both cards in their hand, they can kill it. Also, am I down for them to have to... Oh, I could attack like this. Cause this. Yeah, no, they're not going to see my ability to get rid of 2 counters on the Frog with the Parasite, probably. The Goyfs are just 1 mana, 6/7s. Let's grab those. Alright, so right now this is a 2/3, so they'll go discard a card, I'll let that ability resolve, and I'll just steal the 2 counters from the Frog, and then they'll concede. Hex Parasite! Let's fucking go. Dude, Psychic Frog sucks in the Hex Parasite meta. So they can't beat Needle on Cookbook a lot of the time. Edicts seem okay. They do probably have a good amount of graveyard hate. I trim 1 Goyf. Maybe not. Try something like this. I think 2 Trespassers seems like a good number. This is something to at least explore in Scales and Brood Scale. Warden of the Grove. 3 mana. At the beginning of your end step, put a counter on a creature. Whenever a non-token creature you control enters, it endures X. Another non-token, where X is the number of counters on this creature. This card sure is 3 mana, die to shock, you know. Pretty fragile, but could be something. Probably not, I think. One of my favorite decks of all time was your 4-color Emeria Heartless Mom build. Could the Sib 6 Ceremony... I don't. That's the new Heartless Summoning. Like, I mean, that deck was like mostly white based, so to play a triple black deck, like also that card destroys the creature you cast, so you're not going to play like Elish Norn with it. They have Imri. I'm not in very good shape because I can't push it. Although they might not have anything to play off of it, I guess. They had a Cookbook, so that's something. Then they also play a Tamiyo. Okay, so I guess I can bauble and see, do I want to kill the Imri or the Tamiyo? There's a Delta on top. Looks like I want to kill the Tamiyo. Sim 6 Ceremony should just come by more. I feel like it's straight up worse than Heartless Summoning. I mean, the idea is that you want to play it and then make a lot of zombies, but I'll say this as far as Ceremony goes. It's not that there's like nothing to that card, but there's just so many like ridiculously good modern build-arounds for this new set that Ceremony is really low on my list of cards I'm thinking about right now. No Surveil lands? You gotta play Surveil lands in your Daredevil deck. At least one. Hey, Patron Saint. So I think I missed 1 or 2 games of the last 12. 1 or 2 games out of the 12 or so last league. I feel like you had a lack of blast sources nearly every game. I disagree. I don't know. I thought last league looked great. We like lost narrowly playing for a 4-1 when we mulled to 5 in game 3 against Boros. I don't know. To me, last game I thought was just looked good. I think I'm gonna impending the Overlord to grow the Goyf and set up for Urza Saga. Okay. Plus the Hex Parasite. I feel like we stumbled on mana like maybe twice the whole league. At least that's my recollection. At the very least, it felt like the league went well. Okay, Copper Cannoneer is pretty good. So it's a 5/5 with the Cookbook going to hit me every turn. Though Shadowspear can kind of just clean this up. Seems like I should Emperor of Bones the Overlord here. So this shrinks the Nethergoyf, but then I get 8 looks to grow it again. So I think I'm going to confidently attack with both here. Well, I guess I can see what it looks like at first. Yeah, this is already a 5/6 if I pick up this Emperor. And another Emperor, or I can leave it in the yard to grow the Goyf. Let's take it. Card's a card. Although I guess not. I guess we shouldn't have taken it because when they don't chump block, this is lethal. Although we should be in pretty good shape. Can they even attack here? I guess I just killed them with Emperor Frog. I've been playing a lot of black-white recently. I'm looking for another deck to pick up. What decks would I recommend? I'll probably wait till after Tarkir to see what you have cooking. I think waiting till after Tarkir is probably the best move. I agree. I'll say that, you know, all I do every day is play new decks for y'all to kind of choose from. I think, you know, I play the decks. I think this deck selection process it's kind of personal and it's, you know, really nuanced. And I just generally recommend trying to figure that out for yourself. You know, if that makes sense. I just kind of want to do this. I know I have more Emperor Bones in my hand. But you know, I'm here to give you guys deck lists to choose from. I feel like is my role in this process. Why do people think Deathred Shaman can be unbanned? I think it would be pretty safe. At the end of the day, it's, you know, Deathred Shaman is the best mana dork ever printed, but mana dorks are pretty safe cards. Deathred Shaman is weak to Flage, it's weak to Wrath the Skies, it's weak to all of the efficient 1-mana removal spells, it's very weak to K Command, it's very weak to Turn, it's weak to Amulet Titan, it's weak to Ruby Storm. It's like, I think if Modern becomes more about Deathrite Shaman, a classic iconic Modern card, I think this would be a good change. In fact, I think it's a pretty boomer take to even think that Deathrite Shaman, like, even has the potential to, like, they're real key heroes, so put back push. To, like, think that it has the chance to, like, be broken. I think that the biggest argument against it is that it would see a lot of play. It would go in a lot of decks, but I think I would kind of like to see a lot of Shaman. And I'm not really worried about the whole Ketchamos thing either, personally. So I think I take the Prismatic Ending since I can go Saga, then they play land, then I make a Saga token, and then they play Teferi. If they bounce the Saga, I don't care. It's a black mid-range card, isn't it? Well, it goes in more than just black mid-range. It goes in every flavor of black mid-range. It goes in, like, Mardu Energy. It goes in Elves. It goes in Necro, probably. I just hate the Deathrite Shaman versus Deathrite Shaman state of play patterns. It feels worse than top, in my opinion. I mean, I actually really like them, but I think that's fine feedback. I don't think it's like a for sure thing you should unban Deathrite Shaman. I just think it would be a positive effect in the format. I would love to see a Modern that's about, like, Deathrite Shaman that's about Deathrite Shaman and not about Underworld Breach, Nadu, Boros Synergy, you know, like all of the things Modern has been about for a long time. If Modern's about Deathrite Shaman, I feel like this is a good direction to go in, personally. Yeah, you play in blue-black also, maybe. Would it be nuts with Ketchamos? It would be very good with Ketchamos. The thing is, Ketchamos is very beatable. And I think, like, if Modern is about Deathrite Shaman Ketchamos, I think that's an awesome thing. I really am just like, if that's a top Modern deck, that's a good top Modern deck. That's very beatable. My biggest argument against Shaman is that Mono Black and Savannah Dork and Wizards don't want that. Yeah, I think that's a fine, like philosophical stance to have if you want to argue that. I think that's okay. Well, they have an Orim's Chant. So I guess I cast Nethergoyf before I Emperor of Bones here. Just kind of make them use the Orim's Chant. 1-mana Planeswalker. Well, we have a 1-mana Planeswalker in Tamio. That's an actual, literal 1-mana Planeswalker instead of a creature that is similar to a Planeswalker. But we actually have a current, like, 1-mana Planeswalker in Tamio that is more powerful than Deathrite Shaman in my opinion, but less versatile. Alright, so hopefully they didn't top deck the sweeper. Their hand is Teferi, 2 mystery cards right now. Boo. Might be able to concede to that. I guess we'll take a draw stab. No, we played out. So I have not enough to escape here. I have not seen the Sultai Dragon, I think. Unless that's the one that gives stuff Delve. Deathrite Shaman is less conditional than Tamio, and it's also more powerful. Both of these things can be true. Just top deck an Overlord, right? So they're probably only Orm's Chanting if they have something good to play next turn. I think think I should probably save the field so I can cast K command, right? Yeah, Hex Parasite's been really good today. I've been liking it. Too bad I left my Torek at home today. Can't really cast this deck that consistently, I guess. Okay, whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, make a treasure token. And then you can just put... Wait. There's so much graveyard recursion in this set, it's crazy. Just put this into play. Oh, no. So you just put 2 counters on a creature. Okay. This card sure is a 4-mana 3/3. Alright, well, this line paid off. They have the Hinge, which I don't love. That card's really good. Yeah, it's not once per turn. It combos with Frog Oval Chase. I mean, you could already combo Frog Oval Chase with a 4-mana enchantment. For whatever that's worth. I don't know if that's worth much. So I'm going to go Thoughtseize, Psycho Cling into look at our options with Emperor of Bones. I probably would have left a black mana there. Yeah, maybe that was right. They bricked on their Hinge, which they'll do a lot, but it just digs them for their card advantage cards. Okay, Narset. They revealed the Days Undoing, although if I can kill the Narset this turn, which I can't do because I can't cycle the Cling to Dust into anything. Alright, fair enough. Next game. Is the Delirium Hymn to Chark too bad? I've played that card a little bit. It's definitely not particularly good. So I gotta let the dogs in. Am I gonna play Ashiok? I'm not gonna play Fatal Push. Sudden Edict to kill freaking Solitude better. Don't really think... I mean, like, Solitude can be a little annoying. I think I'm just gonna play the Ashiok. It's not very good, or it's not very bad either. Do you know what Splash is for? Well, it's not Flage, because they have Kahira, so it's probably Wear Tear. Okay, pretty good 6. I think we put back the Citadel. Do you think Dragonfire Blade will be played in Leyline of Guild Pack decks? Well, I think it'll certainly be tested. I don't know if it'll end up being mandatory include. Is there a reason to not play the first Borg instead of a Swamp? Yeah, Urborg has a downside of helping your opponents out. It's particularly bad in field decks where if your opponent is running out of fetchables, they can just leave their fetch lands in play and tap it for mana too. It is very interesting to me though that we have this dialogue tree a lot, and I always think it's interesting how people just don't even ever think about the downside on Urborg, but it's pretty real. It's pretty real, and we have barely any double black cards, so it just helps you play 2 cheap black cards at once. Also, basics are good. Are there any Tarkir cards you're very interested in Modern? Yeah, Tarkir is incredible set. It's going to be very impactful, I think. So they keep a card on top. I'll be making a video on it. I can't even just give you a list. Can Orbs chant me? Okay, good thing I can just K-Command. Okay, I guess I'll just K-Command for more then. I kind of want to be able to find an Overlord and just cast an Overlord next turn. The 4-mana Sultai card pays for both Skoos and Ketramos for every card in the yard. Yeah, I get it, but like comboing with Ketramos as a 4-mana Sultai card that dies to Lightning Bolt is, I don't think, very exciting. I guess I'll leave the spawn and token in play, actually. Yeah, it could be a standard thing, I guess. Okay, another chance. It's weird that chant just ended up being kind of just good by itself. The card is also just a 4-mana 5/5 linker. Okay, I think we're maybe talking about different cards. Is the Sultai Dragon not a 4-mana 3/3 flyer with no lifelink? But maybe I just totally didn't read the card right or something. Guess I'll probably go to Thoughtseize Goyf Saga token here. I don't know the card names either. If you're gonna tell me something like Rashaka's Bargain, I need to know the text on the card, I guess. Why didn't I sack the extra spawn? Well, they had all this mana up, so if they countered it, then I would lose my spawn for no reason. And if it resolved, it was still going to be pretty good. Yeah, I think we actually take the Purge, so if they play Teferi, they likely just don't have another line, and then the Teferi is kind of easy to answer. Very weird that they would Prismatic Ending my Goyf and then play Rest in Peace. They could have just held the Prismatic Ending in their hand. So I think I'd name Pithing Needle Monumental Hinge here. Monumental Hinge. Not very scared of Teferi, especially with Bowmaster in my hand. The disrespect to Teferi. I mean, I could just handle it pretty well. This Hinge is like more scary, I think. Although I do have a bunch of fields in my deck, so could have been better to name the Teferi. What do you think of the new cycle of single color lands? The black one's very good with Ketramos. The blue one seems to be so incredibly overrated, but it's like fine. Yeah, talk about Teferi disrespect. My opponent's not even like they're not playing it either. So now I wish I knew the Teferi that I drew a field. We're gonna attack them for 4 down to 8. If they go Teferi plus, they're dead on board, right? Because of the Bowmaster. If they go down to 7. This is 3 plus 5, yeah. But they top deck Supreme Verdicts. Well, which is a very important skill to have as a blue-white player, to be fair. So let's move on, I think. Tax Mill 3. Oh, this one. The returns the lands. Boros Revenge time. Not quite. Okay, so we're going to be mulliganing for Bowmaster going forward, I guess. I love Modern. They keep a card on top. Let's go, dude. Let's kill me. Do it. Do it! Oh, it's a Saga? Boo. Okay, so they're gonna go Paradoxical Outcome for 3 here. You think they have more than one basic land? Probably do. So I wasn't thinking that they were going to do this. I thought they were just going to cast the PO. But we can do this. And we hit the Bowmaster, which this was the best possible outcome. So I like that for us. Do I plan on cubing after this league? Yeah, I think so. Glad people are hyped for the cubes. They've been pretty fun. If this league goes like super long somehow, which is it doesn't look like it's going to, then we can't. So not 100%. Wasn't that pretty risky if you don't hit enough types? Well, I was pretty likely to hit at least 2 types. Like the Takenuma's 1. Another one is pretty likely, and then, you know, I think it's pretty likely that I get 2 new types off the channel. But it was risky, yeah. I thought it was a fun line to take, and it worked out pretty well. So they know I have a Bowmaster, so if they did draw a Shram or whatever, they're gonna try to go off now. Nice. Cannot possibly hate on the Cheerios deck. Go, go, go. Go. So in order for them to really win the game, they're going to need to go Mox Up or Retract, which it seems like they failed to do. So this is always the best part of Cheerios, the equipping. So if I draw a Temple, I can exile this and play a Bowmaster, but I can only do one or the other right now. I don't know that their deck can beat Bowmaster, and I'm kind of interested in like getting the answer to that question. So let's go just field here, play Goyf, play Bowmaster main phase, and say, and just pose the question: can you beat a single copy of Orcish Bowmaster? It also seemed kind of likely they didn't have a second basic, so glad that field worked out. Like, this is a really important question to know. Although I guess they're more likely to be able to beat it in sideboard games. Domestic Ground Timeless Amulet Shell. Do you think a 3-mana creature with draw a card when playing a legendary is that bad? Yeah, it's pretty bad. But it's any legendary. I know what card you're talking about too. That card's a 1/2 for 3 mana. All right, Le Ping. Yeah, maybe they can Grape Shot it, but I don't know. I don't know if they can Grape Shot it then win again. Maybe they can. We'll find out. I would expect Dispatch in the sideboard. That makes sense, yeah. You know, okay, so if I exile this, it's pretty bad if they draw a paradoxical outcome. Seems okay, like whatever, right? It's good content if they draw a PO. Maybe only 1 PO in the deck? I don't know. Sudden Edict is kind of like annoyingly good against them. Only we could be worse against them somehow. Shatter Assumptions good? It's at the very least pretty funny. Come on. You're not gonna stop me from bringing that in, are you? Maybe you could have combo potential with Amber Opal. Yeah, Link. It does trigger on creature spells, right? Could actually. I bring a Needle for Saga. We have like a bunch of fields and stuff. Okay, I got a Bowmaster and a Fatal Push. I'm gonna keep. Orb. I don't think Orb does anything against him, does it? Have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever. They don't have a second black source at the moment. Never cast a legendary spell, draw a card. Yeah, it's kind of cool with the Moxen. I guess I just let them cast a thing here. Maybe they just don't cast anything. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, these were 99 cents, which was a hell of a deal. So which is why we're playing them today. Yes, let's go, dude. Discard Cathar Shield, Sigil Cathar Shield. Let's go, dude. Oh my gosh. Dude, I love Modern. Okay, they cast Retract, and then they draw one here. So take the Hex Parasite for our Overlord, I guess. Lava Dart, baby! Let's go. Could lose. Of course, everyone, including myself, are rooting for our opponent here. Dude, Lava Dart kills 2 Bowmasters. I think I get that one back, though. I want to be able to cast Bowmaster without letting them make a Saga token. Oh no. I'm sorry, opponent. That was awesome. And I've definitely read the card before. Assuming that's the 3-mana 1/2. I don't know if I've ever cast it. We could take a look at the Mox field. I remember there was definitely a time where I thought Time of Need could grab Nykthos, and so I was like looking at like a lot of legendary cards. I remember like that dialogue tree. Yeah, it looks like I've never registered Hirobi on stream at least. Okay, glad to have a lot of graveyard hate in our opening hand here. Any hollow ones? 1 hollow one. 2 hollow one. It's a lot of hollow ones. Shadowspear, pretty good against them, though. I think I need to play get rid of the Phoenix, despite Bowmaster potentially being crazy here. Oh, I once my friend Zach had a Seki Commander deck, and I suggested Homeward Path for the deck, and he was so happy to find a use for Homeward Path. Okay, so I might want to let them Ox in Bowmaster this turn. I think instead, casting the Trespasser with the intention of putting a Shadowspear on it, exiling the Ox is going to be a little bit better. Although maybe this is just... No, this is probably just wrong, because then if they pump this, I go to 1. But if I draw a land and equip Shadowspear and then flip this, and then attack, then flip, then Bowmaster on their turn, it's kind of okay. But I have to draw an untapped land. Thankfully, all my lands are painless. So we don't draw the untapped land. However, our Graveyard Glutton has been flipped for us. So I guess what we do is grab the Shadowspear, play the Spellbomb, still attack, exile 1, 2, go to 3, they go down to 12, then they go down to 8. And I can go Bowmaster, kill the Rootwalla. And then we'll look at equipping next turn. Well, this is great. Now I've got lethal on the backswing. Seems like I should also crack the Spellbomb to play around a Detective's Phoenix. Although am I dead to a... Yeah, I'm not dead to just a Hardcast Phoenix. I do need to make... I did target them. I need to target the Root Wallow with the new Bowmaster trigger here. Plain Mo with 15 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Worthy cost. There's a spelling mistake here. Probably on the flavor text, right? Tenant is 2 ends? I think. Or survival is Tenant is only 1 in? I never watched the movie. So this flips back, right? So if I equip Shadowspear, they go to 3, and then they block here, and they live. Survives last line. I guess I didn't get that far. Although I don't know if I would have caught it, if we're going to be honest. So what's nice here is they can't cycle Street Wraith or they die, which means that it's going to be very hard for them to Phoenix here. So we mostly just die to a removal spell, which they don't play that many copies of. I guess Vengevine we die to. Let's go. Wow, that's nice. Good game, good game. Game 2. Vengevine was right all along. Alright, Cage is in. Trespasser's in. Thoughtseize is out. Matchup should be pretty solid. We got like non-stop graveyard hate. They just cast 2 hollow ones on turn 1 and we almost won. Yeah, they had to draw, I guess basically a shock land or a fetch land should have got the job done. Okay, opponents all Sonomol to 6. If Mingu lists only 1 bolt, cool. When Mingu plays Vengevine, other people play it. When I play it, months and months ago, nobody does. If you had 1 more mana, you could have killed them with K commands by targeting them to draw for 0, or am I wildly wrong? I mean, I'm not sure. That might have worked. I can't remember exactly what the board looked like. Kind of sounds like that would have worked, though. I would say this mana base looks tough, but you've been mulling 60% of hands. I guess I just don't necessarily agree that the mana base has been looking bad. Like we're also 5 and 3 on the day. That's just pretty solid with the rock deck. I don't know. Is what's more important, your mulligan rate or your win rate? Like that last hand was a 1 lander in our 24 land deck. Like it's just gonna happen. I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. You could be right, but personally, I'm just not that worried about mulligans versus win rate. If you removed all inconsistencies, which deck is stronger, Titan or Hollow One? Well, Titan. Just if you remove inconsistencies, it's winning turn 2. I guess Hollow One can win turn 2 also. Okay, so if Titan goes Grazer turn 1 to block, yeah, I think the best Hollow One draw wins. So I don't know. It's whoever wins the die roll wins. Oh no! Titan wins because they draw Force of Vigors post board to stop dying turn 1, and then they win turn 2. Solve the meta. They have a Phoenix. I guess I want a K command and then play Nethergoyf and equip Shadowspear to it. When Breach could span his Fate Stitcher back on the menu. Maybe. I did like that old Face Stitcher deck. Second field and equip might be good. Or, no, let's just field an Inquisition. It's gotta be a bit better. We don't need to equip this turn, right? Although equipping is better if I want to make a Saga token. I think we'll Inquisition. There's also one more card type in the yard for the Goyf. They bolt me down to 11. Okay, good Inquisition. Tamio Reki seems like the right show, but would a win con take me a while? Any suggestions? I'm not going to brew the deck for you right now, sorry, but you can keep working on it. I believe in you. Voila. So if they somehow bestow Phoenix here, I guess it's not that relevant because they would like Goblin Lore and they could have more than that. But I think it's lethal. It's 5. No, it's 1 short if I'm counting right. 5 plus 6, 11. Okay, it looks like we win. Yeah, combo deck. Game 3. Been running a deck inspired by your Monument Mako Defendants. Let's been fun. Cool. Do you have any like big innovations on it? I've been wanting to circle back. I've been wanting to try Mike and Sith Gardens in that deck, but it's just I don't know if it's like enough tech to test or not. But Gardens copying Cookbook and copying Monument seems like it could be great. Good mulligan. Yeah, no, I know we're mulliganing a lot of hands, but we're also winning a lot. I think it's just not something I'm that worried about, but it's an interesting conversation. Gotta keep this one. Maybe put back K Command, actually. Not a great hand, admittedly. Could get the job done. Might need some help. There's some help. Oh, kind of bad against the shark, though. Okay. Gardens was a major change. I made the Barbarian Rings. The Barbarian Rings sold out pretty well since I wasn't making use of them. Okay. How have the Gardens been? Really depends on how good their draws are. I don't know if I would have kept this hand. It's pretty interesting. What does Dredge need to become viable? Just Grave Troll? I don't like to think about nightmares like that. I think when Dredge is good, like, gameplay is bad. You know what I mean? But typically Dredge is good when there's not a lot of graveyard hate, and it's better when there is. I feel like I'm playing a Wilderness Rec deck, playing Henge. I have. There's just it's very weird. There's not like a lot of like clean payoffs in the Rec shell. I have actually thought about it. Opponent's gonna take some time before coming back and maybe drawing into the nuts. I think too, if Near Deadlands is better than Demolition Field, yeah, maybe. Seems fine. So they said they lost connection and rejoined. It's been only 1 minute. Okay, now 2. Like, what would your payoffs be if you were Henge Reclamation? Because, like, it's going to be a lot of sorcery speed cards, which is a bit awkward in your rec deck, but it might be okay. It could be, like, Bant Control. I mentioned the mulligan issue for me. The K Command deck wasn't worth starting with 5-6 cards and hand a lot of game. I do feel like 8 fields suits the deck well enough, so we're only playing 6 fields. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you don't need to worry so much about the mulligans. Like, I would take like a good 6-card hand with the K Command over like an average 7-card hand a lot of the time. I think you need to look more at win rate than mulligan rate, but mulligan rate's an interesting discussion point. Oh, the top deck Burning Inquiry, which is and they only discard 1 hollow one. And they get the Phoenix. Okay. Yeah, I guess we have some hands that beat that, but this is just kind of classic. Thoughtseize they draw the best possible, you lose. I think we lead on the Goyf. If Ponder gets unbanned and Breach gets banned, do you think Dreadhorde would be back on the menu? Yeah, Ponder Preordain, Arena of Glory, Dreadhorde Arcanist sounds pretty fun. We'll definitely try it. Opponent in the tank here. Torrential Gearhulk. Hinge for Gearhulk, okay. Now we're starting. Although there's very few extra turn spells Gearhulk can cast in Modern. It's like time stop, kind of. It can't cast Nexus ever. You can't even consign the trigger. Gearhulk's a pretty sick idea, though. Okay, so now we can K-command this and have a 3/4. Let's go, dude. So yet again, we're battling Boros in our last round. We lost a tough Mull to 5 game 3 last time. I think if it was a 6-card hand, we'd probably win. Might be close. But game 2 was also so silly. Like I Thoughtseize them, and their Blood Moon was so bad they had no white mana after Blood Mooning. But then I drew 3 Sagas in a row. So silly. So I could exile the token and attack. I think instead I'm going to go Thoughtseize and then attack. And if they block with the cat, we K-command the Ajani. Bombardment, Guide of Souls, Ranger Captain, Ragavan, Arid Mesa. Kind of like taking the Ranger Captain lets me Emperor of Bones it, maybe, and then I get to possibly get another Nethergoyf. It's also the only 2-for-1. Alright, I'll keep the Shadowspear. So their hand is Goblin Bombardment, Ragavan, Guide of Souls, Arid Mesa. They're drawing a new card here. Here's the guide. Yeah, what is Windcrack Siege? I can't remember most of the names. Although I guess now I've given them the Shadowspear. Which is interesting. I didn't think that they were going to dash. Maybe I should have expected it. Ranger Captain, Nethergoyf deck win. I'm going to get another Goyf. I think it's just too good, but the Parasite for the Emperor and the Overlord is kind of interesting. I think it's just not that kind of game. We're just trying to kill them quick. I don't think I've seen this one. If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent to trigger, it triggers an additional time. So Tomio +1. Or Jeskai at the beginning of your upkeep make a Goblin with hasted lifelink. Dude, this would have gone so hard in 2012. Juju with the Abon Stick, welcome back. I think it's the best Arc-like deck. I've been having a little bit more success with that Prowess build we played recently than the Demilich build, but I don't necessarily love either at the moment. Okay, opponent's hand is Ragavan, Goblin Bombardment, 2 mystery cards. We also gave him a Shadowspear. Did you say something?
Ragavan's back?
Yeah, Ragavan's kind of back.
Is back?
I thought I told you Ragavan was back.
I don't know. Let's go.
Rigby with the 17. Thank you. Welcome back.
I could continue
Yeah.
my goof.
It's a goof.
Just adding
It is
Ragavan.
a goof for sure. Okay, so killing Emperor of Bones makes my Goyf a 5/6. So I guess they're gonna dash the Ragavan again. Ragavan's back.
Yep. It's back, baby. Ragavan, let's go.
There's a pretty good chance my Overlord makes the Goyf a 6/7 because we don't have a land in the yard. Although I could also maybe just field them and then play Bowmaster for guaranteed lethal. Okay, they go for Equip, which is interesting. Do they also have a land for the Ragavan? Or maybe recasting Time Warps with new Snapcaster? Yeah, maybe. Tarkir is a deep well of things to build around. It is probably the deepest set for Modern, for Standard. I don't even know since when. It seems pretty similar to Outlaws of Thunder Junction and like just how much depth there is, maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah, I think over Outlaws too. There's just so much. Okay, so field them. This is 6 power Bowmaster. Okay, so 1 short. So probably gonna go Overlord, impending plus. Okay, well this is good. Now we just win, I think. Well, I guess we don't win if we field them into a removal spell. Yeah, I don't think I'm really tripping about that. Since there's no removal spell that kills my Goyf that they could realistically play. Shout out Path to Exile. I hate you. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this isn't lethal. I don't know why I thought the Bowmaster was hitting them and the Ragavan. I think this is still the line. Oh yeah, their hands. I forgot about the bombardment. But yeah, we also. Yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of the best possible. Good news is they can't attack. So I can go Overlord, get back Emperor. So it does seem like I want to be impending this. Try to get an extra attacker here. Right now I don't have any super good thing to get back. It's just the Ragavan. We got a deep set that feels like first real Magic expansion since Wilds. It's almost as if aesthetics matter. Well, I loved Bloomburrow. For what I don't, I know this isn't even what you're saying, but Bloomburrow was, I think, my favorite like aesthetic Magic set in like 5 years, probably. Okay, so they have to chump all 3 of my things, and then they'll kill these 2 cards, but then they'll have no board. You take another Emperor. Just ruined Standard with mice. Yeah, I don't know. I did play that Standard format for like a month or 2. Kosk with it 33 months. Yeah, Neon Dynasty was cool too. Is Neon Dynasty 5 years old or more at this point? I think it's probably not that old yet. I'm going to guess 4 years. I think I like Bloomburrow more than Kalagama, though. It's 2020 or 2022? Okay, it's only 3 years. Feels like longer ago. Ooh, they get to gain 1 and then sack it. Oh, wait, no, they don't. Okay, okay. So they get to gain 3 total up to 6. But no, this is 11 damage. So they put this here and they're still taking 6. Yeah, you can't do this. My dear sweet Spike, the mice are still ruining Standard. I mean, I kind of liked the mice deck, playing with and against it. But also, I was just a tourist, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on now. Okay, but then they can kill this Bowmaster, and then... oh, they get to keep their Ocelot Pride. Okay. I really don't know like what winning this game looks like for them, but I'm glad they're trying. Koji with the 55 again, thank you. Okay, so up a game against Boros. One game won last time also. I think it's a pretty solid matchup. I think I just go down to... I think we went 2 down on Thoughtseize. I think that's why we lost game 2 last time also, or part of it maybe. Oh yeah, sorry, I'd like to bring in the Needle too. I think we brought it in last time. Got the Bauble. I think I want the 3rd discard spell this time though. You could go down an Emperor maybe. The biggest bad in Standard is Domain. Mice are powerful, but they aren't as backbreaking as any of the Domain shells. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree that my issue with that format was the Domain decks. I think it just kind of sucked where it's like, if they have Beat on turn 2, your win percentage drops by like 20 points. And if they don't have Beat on turn 2, your win percentage is like high. It's like, it's just like, you're favored or unfavored to win the match, it feels, whether or not they have up the Beanstalk on turn 2 or not. Which I just felt like that was just such like miserable gameplay, and that's part of the reason why I liked the Mice deck, because the Mice deck was like okay against the Overlord decks, against the Bean decks. So you fetch a Parasite from Saga, remove the counters, then you don't have to sack the Saga. No, if you get this dies when this comes out, so it's not like a single Parasite saves Saga forever. Otherwise, you'd see Parasite a lot more often. If Parasite's already in play, it can save a Saga though. The Parasite's in the deck to scam your Overlord and reset your Emperor, as well as the small Saga synergy. Parasite's been really good. It's been really nice. Okay, solid hand. Saga's good. Spellbomb's nice against Flage. Bowmaster can be good, although we're on the draw. Post-ban, do you think Party Thrasher, See the Truth Wizards could work? I would not play See the Truth. Almost definitely not, but... we have like trophied with Party Thrasher Wizards. It's something we could turn back to. There's basically no chance to play See the Truth. Like one thing you're not really hurting for as Wizards is more good sources of card advantage. Like that's kind of like the one thing you already have plenty of. Okay, so I think I'd play Bowmaster because of Seasoned Pyromancer this turn. Johnny is going to be a problem kind of no matter what happens, but Emperor is also pretty bad against a Johnny here. We do have a Needle for the Bombardment we can try to get. Although I think my Saga is going to get 3-Been Charmed now that they just fetched Plains and passed. Formats tend to be more interesting when mid-range piles are viable. I agree with that. I just personally think the gameplay with... the Overlord deck specifically is just really bad. Mostly because it just always seemed to revolve around, do they have Bean on turn 2? And then it's just like a slow death. Versus if they don't have it, your win percentage goes up so much. It just... That felt pretty uninteresting, at least. I don't know what you mean by a scam to the bad emote, Roro, but I'm glad you're liking the stream. The problem with Domain is that Beans is the best engine in the format, bar none. So any value strategy needs to evaluate themselves against Beans, not easy bar declare. Yeah, I agree. I hope that they ban Beans in Standard. I just do feel like that card is, you know, it's very poorly designed. How many bad things can you say about Beans? So they get to kill my Emperor and my Bowmaster. We maybe go into game 3 here. Okay, I guess not. We'll play the Goyf and then we can K-command X2. And which makes my Goyf a 6/7. Okay, we're back, baby. We're back. So I think I'm going to Scry Draw instead of exiling the Flage. We have a lot of graveyard hate in the deck. And also they, you know, a little ways away from Flage still. Since so many people come to my stream and ask about ban lists, any consideration putting up a video where you go through each card on the ban list? I mean, I've put out ban list videos before. I am not... I also have to make a spoiler video. I just made a video talking about MH3 where I touched on the ban list. There's just a lot to do, of course. But we could get that done at some point, I think. Okay, kind of scary to have to field for another black source because of the Flage, but it might be okay. Yeah, it also won't stop people from coming in and asking. Another Johnny's pretty good. Quite a battle here. If they target my Nethergoyf, I'm going to be very scared. I didn't even know Athena got back outside, and she's like, let me back in. I just let her in. Jesus with the 26 months, thank you, welcome back. So I could play Hex Parasite and I could kill the Ajani with it this turn. I could also impending the Overlord so I can get back Emperor of Bones and get rid of Flage. I think that's actually just got to be my plan here. Might even get lucky and mill over a Trespasser. But I think I just need to do that this turn. I don't think that we need to kill the Ajani right now. If they have a discharge, this line is pretty bad for whatever that's worth, but I think this is okay. Prime with the 25 months? With Twitch Prime, of course. Alright, they did have the Hex Parasite. Sorry, with the Galvanic Discharge. So we attack here, and then we can't play the Parasite because it dies to Ajani. Now, my Goyf is a 7-8. My opponent can let this Static Prison die to escape Flage, which is okay, but then I would have another 7-8. But they have a fetch land, so they can escape the Flage, which is good, but it's not unbeatable. How many K? We still have 3 K commands we could top deck. We have 4 Fatal Pushes still. Okay, so we're not doing so bad. Not necessarily doing great, though. They have 1 energy in their pool still, thanks to that Galvanic Discharge. So you're going to play this, put me down to 14, activated Johnny, which puts me down to 12. And then I can play Hex Parasite, and I can spend... I can reset the Overlord, but I think it's probably going to be better to just kill the Ajani. You can just block the Flage with the Goyf. Yep. Got 1 card in their hand. I might want to attack first so that well, this in theory makes things a lot easier. Do I have enough? I guess I don't have enough mana to. Okay, so now, I guess now what I want to do is I want to go play Hex Parasite, attack the Ajani. My opponent is going to block the Nethergoyf, and then they're going to sack the cat. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I should just target the Ajani and then let them turn on Revolt for me themselves and just maybe not attack with my Goyf. Does anyone think adding green to energy for Gearhulk and Birthing Ritual sounds worthwhile? I've played a lot of green-white Ritual. I honestly can't believe I haven't played that deck yet, but it just, for some reason or another, never really excited me here. I did build the deck and I just never played it. But a great game. Dude, when Gigantha and Raptor and Ring are banned, games against energy can actually be pretty fun. I guess the problem is that my push is so telegraphed. I think push is not worth casting at the cost of not killing a Johnny. Well, the thing is, I was going to attack the Nethergoyf with the Johnny with the Nethergoyf, and thinking that they would go block sack the Hex Parasite. A Johnny still dies, and then I can push the Flage. But this is just like a little risky. If they don't do that, I might just die. So I think I'm just going to do this. And just pump my brakes a little bit here. Take this down to 3. Spike, what's your favorite religion or philosophy? If I say yours, are you going to subscribe? If I guess right. LeBron James. Okay, 2 cards in their hand. Static Prison goes down to 0 energy. Too bad you can't Hex Parasite energy. Really bad at Magic with the tier 1, thank you. Fellow LeBron James fan. Have I started my initial brewing? I don't start brewing until the whole spoiler's out, usually. Especially because I got the normal stream to keep up with. It takes a long time. So I'm down to 9. In theory, they can get 2 or 3 more cards in the yard pretty quick. We're going to have a lot of Goyfs in play. Okay, so yeah, they can escape Flash again next turn. Okay, put us down to 9. We'll escape a Goyf. I have 2 artifacts, so let's get rid of Spellbomb. I only have 1 enchantment. I have 2 sorceries. I have 2 instants, so I can get rid of the push, and then I can get rid of a Bowmaster and keep all my 3 Goyfs at 7/8. This ticks down to 2. I get a 3rd Goyf into play. They're top decking. Oh, I missed this. Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. So this ticks down to 1 now. And they have just 1 card, so they can't do anything else this turn, really. They drew a fetch land, which is kind of scary. So I kind of need to draw Graveyard Hate for the Flash. I drew a Swamp. 4, 5. I am dead on board. Let's go to game 3. They should attack with everything. Deal me 2 damage and then sack everything. Escape the Flash, sack the Flash. Okay, game 3 on the play. Have I tried Abza and Catcher Mouse with Bolt Tinder as poor man's Deathrite Shaman? No, I have not. You mentioned for Mage 3 recap for brewing, or start looking at the whole set holistically instead of sliding new cards in existing decks. Is my process changing, or am I just keeping my eyes open wider? I would probably say that comment should have been a little bit more specific for Modern Horizons 3, where for your average standard set, it isn't just so overwhelming, if that makes sense. Like, it's a lot easier to, when you only have like 10, 20 cards to work with, it's a lot easier to think about them all more holistically. It's a lot more digestible. So I think like my standard process hasn't really changed, but for a set like Modern Horizons, I do need to like be deck building with everything together instead of just thinking about each card individually. Although, I mean, my deck building was like that always, but it was, I think it was even more so my card evaluation wasn't, but during the MH3 era, it was just so much to digest. It was not very realistic anyways. Were they not a card short after exiling Spyro? I think with the Fetch Surveillant, they had enough. Am I wrong? Could be wrong. I think I like taking this Spyro so I can Emperor it. They might Surgical their own Spyro in response, which is kind of fun. Don't really know why they have Surgical in. Also, you know, despite what people claim, this card does not literally win the game on its own. Arena, Surgical, Parlor, Wear Tear. 2 mystery cards. Did they use both their surveillance? I don't believe so. However, I believe also Fetch, sack the Static Prison, sack their 2 creatures was enough for Flage. But if if I was wrong, right? So they keep a card on top here. Well, a lot of things we can do with our turn. I think I like attack into Field of Ruin, the Parlor, play Nethergoyf. I think Nethergoyf would be better if Energy got some more bans. I think Nethergoyf is currently a very good, very playable modern card. I'm not even sure that it's correlated with the amount of energy bans, especially because you could just build these black decks now to be pretty solid against pretty solid against Boros. In fact, I think Nethergoyf's biggest problem is not Boros, it's black-white and all their main deck relics. You bore them out in that matchup. If you're going to field, shouldn't we do it pre-combat to exile with bones? I guess so, although I do feel like if my opponent's mystery card is like a Galvanic Discharge or something, we want to attack first so we can get our damage in. So I think that's more important than exiling the partly with bones. Kind of a convo. So in his Surgical, Wear Tear, 3 mystery cards. Okay, so they're going to hit my Emperor, and then I'm just going to go Impending Overlord, Emperor, exile the Flage. Although, I guess when I Impending my Emperor, my opponent is going to Surgical my Emperor of Bones, which is fine. Ooh, Piss Swamps. Yeah, these were 99 cents, which is a hell of a deal. And we don't really care so much about, like, we don't have to exile this because we have the Spellbomb. We don't need to exile it this turn. So now, at the 57 months, thank you, welcome back. Listen, I got one joke, and I'm gonna really milk it here. Kind of awkward because I certainly wouldn't mind casting the Overlord next turn, but I think this is just like too likely to be like a 3-for-1. If you count the Overlord itself, I also can like grow my Goyf. Just seems too good. We also can just still Spellbomb this turn, maybe grow the Goyf with that also. Like, if they Wear Tear my Overlord, it's like... Yeah, I guess we don't even want to hardcast into the Wear Tear anyways. Like a 10% chance they don't exile this Emperor, by the way. Surgical is pretty easy to misclick, and they're feeling some clock pressure. Okay, they remember. So, Wear Tear, 2 mystery cards. Overlord enters. No creatures, but we did mill a Cling to Dust. We also lost our Pithing Needle, we lost our Shadowspear. So, Urza Saga just has Haywire Might now. Yeah, we'll just wait on the Spellbomb. We already have an artifact in the yard. And so, just getting extra cards to the yard's fine. Yeah, I don't know why our opponent boarded in Surgical here, but I'm happy they did. It seems like they have a second copy in their hand, maybe, with the amount they're thinking. It's possible. Okay, just main phase, 0-for-1 kind of. I guess the Overlord, kind of hard to quantify how many cards this is worth, although it grows my Goyf, which is interesting. I draw another Temple, so my top deck K commands are going to be gigantic. My Goyf is also a 6-7. I have a Cling to Dust in the yard. Huge draw. This is what we call a game-winning top deck. Find a Graveyard Trespasser or a Bowmaster, take the Trespasser. That's the kind of the best card of the matchup. Still all 4 K commands in the deck. We don't know any cards in their hand anymore. They have 3 of them. Guide of Soul somehow not literally winning the game on its own. If Charbo was a single green to cast, would be better than Nethergoyf? Of course, yeah. I think the getting bigger from your opponent's graveyard is better than the ability to be escaped. They have double Galvanic Discharge because this does not kill this Goyf. Maybe have Wrath Disguise? Wrath Disguise would be pretty good, but we'd still be pretty ahead. Yeah, they'd just be down to the Bowmaster. I'm not going to float mana off the Saga because it's a waste of time. Always love when they have best possible and they lose anyways. I mean, they don't have this Bowmaster also, so we are kind of just going through the motions here. Okay, so 2 3/2s. pretty solid, I think. Obviously, the mono black experience. All right, to all the Cube fanboys out there, we're going to pivot over to Cube today. Should have enough time for at least one.